had in mind. They go into the holiday fixtures in the bottom three. The slide down the table means suddenly there are shades of last season. By now, they've also lost the services of Roy Wegerle, sold to QPR for £1 million. Nottingham Forest, Chelsea and Everton provide a lineup offering little hope of improvement. And so it turns out.
Oh dear, Luton will have to be more accurate than that. Clough. Here's Jemson, Hodge in space on the far side. And Forrester in front. Very simple, Hodge the scorer. Pearce, Hodge, Pearce and Jemson's free, the young striker. Oh, he should have done better than that. Chamberlain quickly forward as Luton continue to chase it. Cook. Oh, nicely done. A chance here for Luton. That's the equaliser. His first goal for the club.
Nicholas changing direction. Help from McAllister. Down from Dixon. McAllister, good trickery there, and there's Wilson. Kevin Wilson steered it in at the near post. Kevin Wilson. Dixon pulling left. Kevin Wilson going into that same area that he scored from in the first half, and he's done it again here. And Luton didn't learn their lesson. Cook. Roberts has gone across with him. And Clive Wilson. Well, he's got one to aim at, and that's Dixon. And Dixon's got the ball, and he's past Dreyer. Kerry Dixon completes a fine performance for Chelsea. Dixon, who was born here in Luton, finishes the match in style.
Whiteside, and Everton in front after only 2 minutes. Well, that's a very good save. Newell and Sharp has scored. 2-0 Everton. Now he's away, over he goes, and that's a penalty. Wilson against Southall, and Wilson reduces the deficit. Sharp, Newell's in again, 3-1 surely, must score. No. Well, Sharp's claiming the ball's over the line, but it doesn't count.
19th now, the picture's looking grim. Only Charlton have a worse record, and at Kenilworth Road, there are crossed swords behind the scenes. Manager Ray Harford leaves. He had, apparently, a lack of rapport with the fans. Terry Mancini takes charge for the FA Cup tie at Brighton, but after a 4-1 defeat by the second division team, Mancini goes as well. Now, Jim Ryan's promoted from the reserve team job. He's Luton's new manager. Ryan's in at the deep end, away to Liverpool, but he gets a very encouraging start.
Venison. Well, William was a little lucky then, and Beardsley might benefit from that. Well, Chamberlain took it on his chest and then kicked it away, and he was outside the area both times. Barnes trying to keep the pressure on Luton. McMahon. Testing moments these for Jim Ryan's young team. Rush came off Black, and Chamberlain, who's done very well this season and did very well here. That wasn't handball. He was on his way back when Whelan drove it back, but he was still outside the area as he kicked it away. Kingsley Black. Luton showing that they haven't come here just to defend. Kennedy hits one. And Mick Kennedy not closed down here as quickly as Liverpool would have liked. Beardsley. Oh, and Whelan. Nicol retrieves it, but couldn't turn it back across the face of the goal to Luton's relief. Harford just brushed the back of his head. And Mick Harford still gives Luton such an option to get out of trouble, really. They can hit the ball at him, and they might well need to as this game develops, but so far so good. They've had some hammerings on this ground. I can remember Ian Rush getting 5 against them, and I think a 6-0 win before Rush went off to Italy. But Kennedy throws it long to try and get a goal for Luton here with Harford's help, but unsuccessful. Helped on by Wilson. That was stylishly done by Hansen, who didn't want to just give the ball away. He found Staunton, and maybe the initial architect of a Liverpool attack here that might carry some weight, but Breaker is able to turn it away and then run into trouble in the shape of Nicol, and it could be big trouble. Steve Nicol for Liverpool. Rush, might have been a hand, and that certainly could have been a hand too, but Harvey holds his face very cleverly, just to make sure the referee believed that that's where the ball made contact. Trelford Mills checking the damage. I'm not quite sure whether it actually hit him in the face, though. We'll see here. A hand guarding the face, I think, and Barnes beseeching for a penalty. Hussein. Well, one thing you can say about Liverpool, they never go into matches against teams at the bottom of the table expecting success to come automatically. They do expect to get a few handballs, though, and that was clearly just that from Mal Donaghy. And Barnes probably still wondering why Liverpool didn't get a penalty earlier in the half. But now this might be as good as a penalty for a player as talented as Barnes. Whelan's gone on the end of the Luton wall. Referee Mills making sure that line of 5 Luton players gets back the right distance. Barnes assesses the angles and clips it. Oh. Well, words really fail you. That is a scintillating free kick. Particularly because I think everyone in the ground knew what he was going to do, including Chamberlain, but he just couldn't get there. Beardsley. Liverpool looking for a second goal, which might just kill off the Luton resistance before half-time. Away by John Dreyer, helped on by Wilson. McMahon going in competitively. Rush for Barnes, and he couldn't steer the moving ball quite as accurately as the dead ball. And Luton grateful for that. McMahon was well aware of where Barnes was, more aware than those trying to mark him. Donaghy dealt with it at the near post.